What will you do if your candidate loses? I don't fear Trump supporters if it loses. I do fear Kamala Harris supporters because they're crazy. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm itty bitty 6'8" Doug TenNapel. We have some stuff from the Young Turks, but also just a quick update on the polls. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots all. It's all good news.
Can we just please not provide cover for our leaders when they make mistakes like this?
That's the pretty lady on the Young Turks saying that, hey, can we not cover up for Biden when he calls people human garbage? That's what she's talking about, is what happens when your side does something truly immoral and stupid. What do you do? But I do think Democrats are more prone to getting their cues from culture and from media than Republicans are. That's my statement on it. Look, here's Scott Presler doing great work out in Pennsylvania. I just wanted to showcase him because he's a big hero of this election. Huge line in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. No one is going to the Democrat table. They look distressed. We texted every Republican in Bucks, wait until you see the numbers tomorrow. They're in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, registering voters. That's incredible. Guys, I've got the numbers coming up here, and it's pushing Trump. Trump is expanding. Trump is doing better. And what will that do to Democrats? Here's the election wizard just in. Real Clear Politics moves New Hampshire from leaning Harris to toss-up status. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, still within the margin of error. They're basically tied. Trump is gaining. Kamala is losing.
That was a terrible mistake that Biden made. It should not be justified. Again, if you're a private citizen and you have your personal views about the Republican electorate, that's on you and that's your business. You have not taken an oath to represent the country. You're not the president of the United States.
She's a Democrat, and that's very cool of her to say. She's going, Biden took an oath of office, so she expects something higher from her Democrat guy in calling the rest of half of the country garbage. Trump's never said that. They've been angry about what he said about illegals. They're not citizens. He said they're bad hombres, and he named all the crimes they did, but he hasn't said that about Democrats as a body. He'll point out a specific Democrat like Nancy Pelosi and call them crazy or whatever, but never the people who he has to represent, even if they didn't vote for him.
And I don't know why anyone would think it's a good idea to celebrate or applaud political culture in this country that allows for the president to just regularly trash tens of millions of people that he himself is supposed to be representing.
That goes to the left side in their defending Biden's comments, human garbage. I just did a video yesterday on Whoopi Goldberg where she said she agreed with Hillary Clinton, saying that the Trump voters were deplorables. She, I think her name is Kasparian, Anna Kasparian, would be against that.
That is not a good culture to set. And things will just continue devolving. I don't think that this is a winning thing to do. I'm not proud of what Biden did.
Trump will treat Kamala Harris voters a million times better than how Kamala Harris would treat Trump voters. Remember, they think we're human garbage. They think we're Nazis. Mark Cuban, we just did a video on him saying that Trump doesn't surround himself with smart women or strong women. So they think our women are weak and dumb, unintelligent. That's what they think of us. Believe them when they tell you who they are.
And honestly, the thing that frustrates me even more is that after he made those statements, even though he was on video making those statements, bunch of people are totally gaslighting about how it didn't happen. It's totally made up. It's fake.
And I mean, it's not just like, oh, some of my liberal friends are saying it's fake. It's journalists are saying it's fake. Journalists are saying he didn't really say that. He didn't say Trump voters, supporters are human garbage. The supporters, they put an apostrophe in it. The Democrats actually changed the official presidential letterhead. They edited what he said. Now that's going to go to the National Archives.
The White House stenographers come with the House. They are not political. Some of them have been there since Trump and will be there after Biden. And they are now as mad as you will ever hear a stenographer on the record that White House officials working for President Biden tried to change the meaning of their transcript. So it sounded like the president on that Zoom with Voto Latino was just criticizing a comedian instead of all Trump supporters. So now we've got a supervisor from the stenographer's office who is saying, our stenography office transcript released to our distro, which includes the National Archives, is now different than the version edited and released to the public by press office staff.
It's illegal, by the way, and there's threats of lawsuits out on Twitter right now by Republicans saying it is illegal for them to tamper with documents and change even an apostrophe S.
The White House is not explaining what exactly happened here, just to say the president confirmed in his tweet on Tuesday evening that he was addressing the hateful rhetoric from the comedian at Trump's Madison Square Garden rally.
They're gaslighting, pretending he didn't say it.
The Harris campaign keeps losing control of news cycles because of this garbage comment and the cleanup, and White House staff apparently trying to change the meaning of something that everybody who has watched the clip could hear with their own ears. It is looking like this is becoming a classic DC case of the cover-up being worse than the crime, and the crime was pretty politically bad.
I mean, if he didn't say it, he doesn't need to apologize. They don't need to clarify.
It's a scary world that we're currently living in, where a lot of people, a lot of voters, a lot of people in the media, just not based in, their views are not based in reality at all.
And that's my beef. That's my compassion for the Kamala Harris voter. I believe every single factoid they've given me when I ask them, why are you voting for Kamala Harris? They will repeat a talking point from MSNBC that is false. Like Trump's going to be a dictator. Trump's not going to leave office. The fine people on both sides argument that he's a racist. Just name it. They will just repeat it. Now you ask your average Trump voter, why are you voting for Kamala Harris? And I'm saying, even if you removed all right-wing media influence, which is very scant, very tiny, right here, the Doug TenNapel Show, of course, welcome, subscribe. But lonely Fox News is all you get. Our side, people are voting on because they paid too much at the gas pump. They paid too much for groceries. They see what's happening on the southern border. No one told them that's a danger. They just saw the people pouring in and went, I'm not for that. So we are not based on a lie, the top 2 points, which is border and economy. Trump voters, we're rooted in the truth because you're not getting it from media. Media will not pay Trump a compliment or advocate for his position if their life depended on it. They will, for every lie Kamala Harris says, they'll repeat it.
And they would rather lie to people in order to cover up a mistake or a terrible act of an individual in a position of power.
I agree that it's human nature and everybody does it. I'm saying who does it more, who does it to a point of danger. I believe the Democrats do it to a point of danger. By the way, Republicans, we got to be careful too. Be careful, says, what is that? Galatians 6, correcting a brother because you yourself could be at risk of temptation.
I don't even recognize what's happened to the Democratic Party anymore, to be honest. And luckily, you have people like Kamala Harris pushing back, and I'm really proud of her for doing that. And if you're offended by it, be offended by it. I don't really care.
I'm not offended by it. I disagree that Kamala Harris is pushing back on it. I think she's part of the problem, but this lady has more credibility on what she said about Kamala Harris doing it. It makes me think, well, she's not just a dumb advocate, so maybe I better go look at what a little more carefully what Kamala Harris said about Biden's comments. She gains credibility with me, and she's a Democrat.
I see the direction that the country's going in with this type of divisive, disgusting rhetoric from people who, again, went out of their way to get elected to represent the people. When you make that decision, when you are awarded that position by the people, you need to represent the people, including the individuals who decided to cast their ballots for someone else.
This is a direction we have to start thinking about now when Trump wins, guys. We need to start welcoming Democrats in, not to become Republicans or conservatives, but to welcome back in and find whatever united ground we can find in America. Hey, you're a parent? I'm a parent. Hey, you have a mom and a dad? I have a mom and a dad. Hey, you go to church? I go to church. I'm Doug, in exile.